Hey, we want to take a second to thank our sponsors, our friends over at Marcus Theaters, the Palace Cinema here in Sun Prairie. It's truly the place to watch movies. Come in and be greeted by a friendly face when you enter. Come get your tickets. Then make sure to stop by the concession stand to get some delicious refreshments.
Here you go.
Thank you. Then settle into a dream lounger, sit back, relax, put your feet up, and enjoy the show. Hey, it's Real Reviews.
Prairie.
Hello and welcome to Real Reviews, the August episode of your favorite movie review show. I'm Jamison Rabbit, and of course, I'm joined by my buddy Steve Sabaki here to talk about a whole host of movies that we've seen over the last 4 weeks.
As someone said in a movie that we're going to talk about, we're making memories.
That we are. No, that might be a promise we can't keep, but we'll find out.
Okay.
Yeah, we saw a ton of movies, and so let's dilly-dally no more, and let's dive into the first one we have here on the marquee.
All right, let's talk about the Fantastic Four First Steps, directed by Matt Shakman. It's the second reboot of the Fantastic Four film series, and this time around it stars Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards. It's the summer of Pascal. Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm. Eben Moss Backrack as Ben Grimm, and Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm. And the movie opens with the world celebrating the 4th anniversary of the superhero team through a 1960s-like TV show that I could have watched when I was a kid. And thankfully, the movie doesn't focus a lot on the origins of the four getting their powers. The TV show touches on it a bit, but instead features how the team has contributed to society and has saved the world by fighting supervillains like the Mole Man, played by the always great Paul Walter Hauser. And then when Reed and Sue reveal that they're expecting a child, the world prepares for the new arrival and questions whether the child will also have superpowers. But the Silver Surfer, played by Julia Garner, surfs to Earth to announce that Earth has been marked for destruction by a giant planet-consuming cosmic thing called Galactus. And Galactus offers the Fantastic Four a choice. Either give him Reed and Sue's child in exchange for sparing the Earth from being devoured. No, Galactus doesn't want to be a dad. He believes the child will have immense power that could rival his. So I think 2025 has been a pretty decent year for superhero movies. Thunderbolts, Superman, and now this. Unfortunately, while I did enjoy this, it came out in third place out of the three.
Okay. Yeah.
But it far, far surpasses the last Fantastic Four movie. Came out 2015. Remember that one?
Oh, yeah, it was terrible.
Dark, cold, grim, awful.
Focused they're just trying to tell an origin story and just grinding away at it.
Yeah,
It was
so the
terrible.
bar for that one was set very, very low.
Yeah, I think this entire franchise cinematically has been pretty rough.
Yeah.
It's been a hard one. And I was torn on this one. I don't have a ton of attachment to the Fantastic Four. I didn't grow up reading a lot of Fantastic Four. And I felt like when this movie was announced that it might struggle with getting people to see it, especially younger Marvel fans, because they've only seen pretty bad cinematic adaptations of the story, and they're not the fun, hip, cool heroes. I found this one fun enough. I love the 60s aesthetic, the visuals.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
Kind of that retro futuristic look.
I like that. I thought Galactus, Ralph Ineson playing Galactus, I thought he looked amazing. We've seen
Really?
yes, we've seen really bad Galactuses in the past. I thought this Galactus looked really good.
No, I thought it was like a reject for audition for
Oh
Loki.
man, there's some other
impressed.
cinematic Galactuses that are
well,
really bad.
I haven't seen those.
I thought the first half of this movie was much better than the second half. I enjoyed the family together, right? Talking about their issues and kind of just the family dynamic. They're Marvel's first family, and I like that. Julia Garner shows up as the Silver Surfer. I was kind of hesitant, like, oh, I don't know about that. I like Silver Surfer a lot. I thought she was done well enough.
Well, this is the first time it's been portrayed by a woman, right?
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. I thought that was done well enough. I felt like the pacing in this movie was a bit wonky, and it kind of the second half of the movie kind of struggled for me in points. Sue Storm is a great character. I thought Vanessa Kirby was really excellent in her portrayal. I wish I would have given her more, because she is really the linchpin in this entire movie and in this series.
She's the anchor.
Yeah, absolutely. She's the heart of it. And I wanted more time with that. I just kind of wanted more time with the family without the Genesis origin story, but just getting to know them and their dynamics more.
Well, you get a good dose, I mean, especially in the first half, you get a good dose of humanity in this. I mean, they're a family, like you mentioned. They're Reed and Sue are new parents. Johnny wants to be known more for his contributions to the team.
Mm-hmm.
Ben just wants to find love.
Right.
You get a little preview of that in it. I don't know if that's going to be coming out in later films. And I don't remember anybody on the team being called by their superhero names, like The Thing.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either.
Fantastic.
Just by the press, right? By the people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there was chemistry between these four, unlike the past Fantastic Four movies, where it just seemed like it was just four actors playing these characters.
Yeah. It seemed like the priority here was set decoration, visual aesthetics.
It looks great.
Yeah, it looks great. Mm-hmm. I want some of the Thing's sweaters. Like they look cool. And I thought that, this
he had a sweater vest, didn't he?
Yeah, it was cool.
See, I wear sweater vests.
I think that this is, with this and the Thunderbolts, both kind of focused more on the family dynamic. Less of the capes and running around, kind of jump-starting a new direction for Marvel after some pretty disastrous films.
Well, yeah, and for me, I mean, you've seen all of them. I think it's the 37th film in the MCU, the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah.
You don't need a PhD in Marvel history to know what's going on in this one.
Yeah. Yeah, and this
for
is
the most part.
This is all leading to Avengers Doomsday.
Yeah.
Which is kind of where the next big team up is going to be. This movie kind of rocky at the box office, and there's been some talks. I think there might be a little Pedro Pascal oversaturation. People seem to be a little tired of Pedro Pascal.
It's his third film this year.
Yeah, it feels like his third film in the last month. Yeah, was it The Materialist, the one you saw?
Materialist and Eddington.
And this, yes.
And he's got one out, I think, on Netflix.
Absolutely. So, yeah, I enjoy it well enough. I would agree with you. If you're ranking the superhero movies of the summer, I would put this third.
Okay.
Still had a fun time, though. What did you end up giving Fantastic Four?
I gave it 4 stars. I mean, it's not fantastic, but it comes close.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did enjoy it. I ended up giving it 3 stars.
Okay.
I kind of wanted a little more out of it, but it was still fun. I like the change in direction that Marvel's going with these. Next up, we have, we have a sequel 29 years in the making from Netflix. We have Happy Gilmore 2 from director Kyle Newacek. This is Adam Sandler returning to the well nearly 30 years after his surprise hit. Sandler returns to the golf course with this sequel, bringing back many of the surviving characters from the original film, replacing the ones who have passed with stunt casting as the children of those characters. Where in the original, Happy had to give up his failed hockey dreams and learn golf in order to save his grandma's home. This time, he's had all that success over the years. He's been married with kids, until his wife, Julie Bowen, is killed in the early scenes of this movie. And Happy slides into depression, alcoholism, financial despair. He loses grandma's house, and even worse, his daughter Vienna, played by his real-life daughter, wants to attend Paris Opera School. How can Happy ever afford this? Well, he's approached by a guy looking to start a new golf league. He's a guy named Frank Manatee, played by Benny Safdie. It's kind of like your live golf tour as we have in real life.
I thought it was a lot like it. I thought they were taking a real shot at it.
Yeah, they were close. He's offering big money, but Happy refuses. Instead, he challenges those, it's called the Maxi Tour. He challenges those Maxi golfers to a competition between the two leagues. The best 5 golfers from each. Maxi is led by their star, Billy Jenkins, played by Haley Joel Osment. And Happy has real-life golf superstars Rory McIlroy, Bryson DeChambeau, Brooks Koepka, and Scotty Scheffler as his
A
team.
whole bunch.
Among a million other cameos.
Yeah.
Shooter McGavin, meanwhile, the villain of the first movie, Christopher McDonald's character, has been in a mental health facility this whole time after his breakdown after losing the 1996 tour to Happy Gilmore. But this team of ragtags needs a coach, and they get Shooter out and blah, blah, blah. We get a bunch of nonsense and recycled jokes on our way to one final putt to decide it all. And I found this movie to be so insanely shallow in energy and story,
But that's what it is.
I know, but it's...
I don't think they had any other intent other than to make it that way.
There's just no effort in this movie at
that's,
all.
But that's the way it was in the first one.
But the problem is the first one, he's a 20-year-old guy doing these fart jokes and all this stuff. Now he's a 50-some-year-old guy returning to the same jokes.
But I actually think older Adam Sandler is funnier than younger Adam Sandler.
I think older Adam Sandler has a lot of range, and watching him do the same poo-poo jokes in his 50s instead of better comedy is frustrating. And I've seen he's been so hit and miss.
I know, but
That Spaceman movie, like his hit and miss has been awful.
This is strictly for the fans. This is a fan service film. That's
couldn't-
all they're doing.
I'm a
with
huge
this.
fan of that first one.
I mean, it's on Netflix. It's not on theaters. Sandler doesn't make a lot of sequels. I mean, Grown Ups and Murder Mystery, that's it. I checked.
Murder mystery.
I mean, I was fully prepared to trash this because I hated the first one.
Wow.
I do not like early Adam Sandler movies. I just think they're
We're
so,
inversed on this.
so dumb.
Yeah.
And I actually enjoyed this one.
Really?
Yeah.
I just can't stand
I mean,
older Sandler playing the loser in every movie.
Really?
It's like his go-to is I'm just going
he's
to play a
gonna be
loser.
59 next month. I like him in I mean, yeah, it's a stupid movie, but that's what the fans wanted, and that's what they get. And I love the cameos from all the golfers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I play golf, not very well. I watch golf. There's just a hilarious bit with Scotty Scheffler that needs to be seen.
Sure.
If you know what's been
If
going
you
on with
understand Scotty
Scotty
Scheffler,
Scheffler,
yeah.
if there's ever another movie that requires a crazy neighbor, let's get John Daly to play that.
Yeah, I mean, John Daly's it's great, but there's a million cameos.
Oh yeah.
And I feel
they're
like
all over the place.
all they did was like, let's just get people to replace story. It's the same exact movie.
But
it's the same exact jokes.
That's what the people. I mean, this is
it's so
meant
lazy.
strictly for the people that like the
The
first
only
one.
returning character I enjoyed was bringing Ben Stiller back. I liked getting him back as the guy who's the nemesis in the first one, but man, replacing Joe Flaherty with Eminem.
Wow, I think you're being too critical on
I
this.
did. I want more.
From Happy Gilmore?
Yes, from Sandler. He's shown that he can make good movies.
Okay, so so now you got to wait till early December because there's a movie coming out on Netflix called Jay Kelly, directed by Noah Baumbach, starring Sandler and George Clooney. And I read an article this week where they're already penciling in Sandler for a Best Supporting Actor nomination.
Will Travis Kelce be in that movie? He was in this
I
one.
hope not. That was the downside for me on
Here's the
this
thing.
one.
I felt like there was zero reason this movie needed to be 2 hours long. 2 hours? It's too much. Too much. I'm really surprised that we're on opposite ends of this.
Yeah.
I'm pleasantly surprised by that. I did not care for this movie.
Okay.
I struggled. I tried to rewatch it again the other day because I'd forgotten most of the movie, and I got into it, and I was like, oh, yeah.
I had a good
need to do
time.
this again. All right.
Yeah.
So what do you end up giving the Happy Gilmore to?
I gave it 3 stars.
All right.
It was a shock. Who knew?
Who knew? Knocked me over with a feather. I end up giving Happy Gilmore 2 stars.
Okay. Well, yeah. I just it's fan service. That's what it is.
It is definitely.
He's not
that.
going for an Oscar or anything on this one.
No. All right. Moving on to maybe a better movie. I saw a film. You
did.
shockingly decided to sit this one out. It's a film called Together, written and directed by Michael Shanks. It is his feature film debut. It's a film that stars real-life couple Dave Franco and Allison Brie. I did not know they were a real-life couple until...
Oh, you didn't?
No, I didn't. I don't.
She's also in the Macy's commercials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't read a lot of Inquirer, so I didn't keep up on them. But right away, the movie opens, we see that a couple has gone missing in the woods, and a search party that goes out looking for them ends with something terrifying happening to the dogs in the search party.
Oh,
really
no.
shocking. It caught me off guard. This is in the first 45 seconds of the movie.
I would have left.
Sometime later, school teacher Millie and her aspiring musician boyfriend Tim, these are Alison Brie and Dave Franco, move out to the countryside. Their relationship is strange, awkwardly distant, and it's obvious he's hesitant to leave the city in his dreams of becoming a musician, but she got a job at a school out in the countryside. Once they move into their new home, they decide to go hiking. Of course, they get lost in a rainstorm, and they end up falling into an underground cave where they're stuck for the night amidst the storm. Looking to survive, Tim drinks water from a pool that he finds in the cave. Never a bad idea. Here's some water in this crazy cave.
You gotta
This
survive,
cave has
yeah.
a lot going on in there, but the next morning, they awake to find their legs are mysteriously stuck together, which they're able to painfully separate. They get home, and new neighbor and fellow teacher Jamie pops in, and he basically is there to provide some exposition about this area in general and how the cave that they discovered was the site of a former cult church until the church caved in. And there's a lot of creepy stuff going on with this church. We see through some archival footage. Meanwhile, Tim begins experiencing really unexplained neurological disorders, some episodes where he's really disoriented. He also finds himself suddenly very attracted to Millie in a way he's never been before. But as the title suggests, and as they found out in the cave, something is trying to physically force these two together, almost absorbing into one another, which can make intimacy really painful. And the why and the ways that they try to fight this attraction are both really wonderful. I'm not usually a fan of Brie Larson. Not Brie Larson. Alison Brie. Yeah. My notes are bad. Of Alison Brie. Not usually a big fan of hers. And I didn't like her character in this. I thought she was really judgmental towards her fiance. I thought she was really unfair to him throughout the movie. But it all works for the story, and it all works for the resolution of the story. And there's some pretty graphic body horror in this movie. But I learned not all body horror is scary. Sometimes it can be romantic. David Cronenberg taught me this, and this was reinforced.
That
sometimes
doesn't make a lot of sense.
body horror
but
can
okay.
be romantic, and
right.
you'll have to find out. You have to watch to find out
No.
how. I was cringing in my seat throughout this movie. There are moments where I was laughing, and in the end, I found this to be a really nicely surprising first effort from this filmmaker.
Okay.
The real life dynamic between this couple really play off well in this film, and it didn't go where I was expecting it to go at all. You would hate this movie because it is graphic in ways. But together really worked for me. I really enjoyed the thoughts they were putting out there with this movie. And so I ended up giving Together 4 out of 5 stars.
Wow.
It's a good flick.
Okay.
Yeah, right up there. I'll tell you about it later. I'll explain some things to you. Maybe
please
draw a
don't.
picture for you.
I don't need to know.
No, you don't. All right, much less graphic body horror in the next film, sir. We have a comedy for this month. What do you have for us?
The Naked Gun, directed by Akiva Schaffer, and this is the 4th film of the Naked Gun franchise, this time starring Liam Neeson as the main role. In the main role is Lieutenant Frank Drebin Jr. of the LAPD police squad. He's the son of Frank Drebin, who was played by Leslie Nielsen in the original Naked Gun movies. And this movie opens with Drebin Jr. single-handedly overtaking a gang of bank robbers while disguised as a schoolgirl.
Oh my God, the Mission Impossible mask to start was great.
Yeah. However, one of the robbers gets away after stealing from a safe deposit box the PLOT device, or the plot device, for tech billionaire Richard Kane, played by Danny Houston, who of course wants to use it to rule the world. While investigating the death of a software engineer who worked for Kane, Drebin meets the victim's sister, Beth, played by Pamela Anderson, who believes that her brother was murdered by Kane. Now, remember the character that Priscilla Presley played in the original movies? This is essentially the same character. First Naked Gun movie came out in 1988.
Yes, it did.
And the creators behind it were Jerry and David Zucker and Jim Abrams, all from Wisconsin. They gave us Airplane. That came out in 1980. And I liked those movies, and the relatively, new concept at that time of a gag every second. Everything had to be a gag. Everything had to be funny. But then the two Naked Gun sequels came out in 1991 and 1994, and the concept for me started to become old and stale.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happens here with this movie. It's fun for about a half an hour. First half hour, I laughed a few times, and then it got old really fast, and I was bored.
I'm so shocked. The two comedies this month that we are flip-flopped on this, it's the exact same argument. It's the same movie as Naked Gun was. It's same as Happy Gilmore. I think distance has made the heart grow fonder towards these type of movies for me, because I feel the same way. Especially Leslie Nielsen, it felt like he was just doing this movie over and over again throughout the later half of his career.
Yeah,
but
when he first started doing this, his
Yeah.
performance was so good that you actually believed he was this goofy,
Right.
dopey character.
And then
You don't get that with Liam Neeson.
I feel like I've missed this style of comedy. Smart, dumb comedy, where there's a joke a second, there's jokes in the background while something
I
dumb's
don't know if
happening in the
this is
foreground.
smart, but okay.
I like it. I think using Liam Neeson's gravitas as an actor and the roles that he's taken on for the last 25 years, and he's the serious guy while everything crazy is happening around him, I didn't think it would work, and it worked for me. Danny Houston, every time he shows up in a movie, I'm like, that guy's the villain. As soon as I see Danny Houston, like, that guy's a bad guy. The constant coffee gag, I enjoy it. There's classic bumbling gags. I love where just everything with Frank Drebin walking away as everything's collapsing around him, and he's being super serious. And the cynical side of me would say, this is no good. But I laughed. I watched it twice. I laughed both times.
You watched it twice?
I've seen almost all these movies this month twice. We've had a lot of time to watch movies.
Wow.
Nice Pamela Anderson comeback. She seems to be having fun.
I'm glad to see that.
Paul Walter Hauser shows up in this movie as well.
I wish they would have
his
used him
sidekick.
more.
I do too.
Yeah.
Just so many little bits, so many dumb lines.
I didn't think there was anything new. The writing's not original.
Man, I enjoyed it. The chili cam.
We've seen these gags
The
before.
chili cam bit on his body cam had me laughing both times I saw this movie.
Really?
The chili dog bit.
I mean, one of the writers is a guy whose previous work was Chippendale Rescue Rangers. Mm-hmm. Just saying.
It's a good movie.
I mean, Seth MacFarlane's one of the producers, but he's not one of the writers.
That's probably fine because I think Seth MacFarlane is a hack.
Okay.
He's made nothing but terrible movies.
Wow. All right.
It's true. Seth MacFarlane's not. Talk about one note. Yeah, I enjoyed this movie. I laughed out loud many times in this movie. And,
I did in the
I'm really
first half
shocked that you love
hour.
Happy Gilmore 2 and you don't like this.
Happy Gilmore 2 is actually better than this.
That is, no. This one has jokes. Happy Gilmore they just emptied out the trash can from 29 years ago and were like, which ones didn't we use? Let's put them in this movie. Oh, man. I enjoyed this one much more than you, I think. What'd you end up giving Naked Gun?
2 stars.
The Naked Gun?
2 stars. There's nothing to see. There's nothing to see here, folks.
I'm just the guy who likes to laugh, I guess. Just enjoys fun. I gave Naked Gun 4 stars. Good comedy.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they're probably gonna.
I laugh out loud in the movie theater.
These?
I laugh out loud. I can't say I didn't.
I mean, not to be ageist, and because I'm up there, but I just thought, and some people are going to take this the wrong way. I thought Liam Neeson was kind of a little too old for this.
Kind of is. But that's all right. How old was Liam Neeson?
Or in his early
Leslie Nielsen?
70s, but Leslie Nielsen, I don't think was that old when he did Naked Gun.
He always looked like he was in his 60s, though.
Yeah.
Even going back to his younger days. Yeah.
I don't know. I just
disparity on the show this week.
I'd rather see another Taken movie than this.
Don't say that because that'll happen.
They're probably
that.
making it now.
Let's not do that. All right. Let's move into another movie. Oh, this one you didn't see either.
No.
Oh, you would have loved this one too. All right, the newest film from director Zach Kreger, his follow-up to Barbarian. This is a film called Weapons. It's a story about a small town trauma. It's a story that's being told by a child. It stars Julia Garner as Justine Gandy. She's a third grade teacher whose students all disappeared outside of one child, Alex. 17 of her children in her class ran out of their homes at 2:17 a.m. and vanished. The town, the parents, they're obviously grieving. They're lashing out. They're pointing fingers, mostly at Miss Gandy. She apparently has a past with this community, and they think she's complicit. But she can't stop trying to find the answers, trying to find the children, stalking young Alex, who's played by Carrie Christopher. Even as shocking and sometimes really violent things happen to her. Josh Brolin is in this as a man named Archer. He is one of the fathers who is missing his child. He's obsessed, as he should be. He's haunted by visions and driven mad by the lack of urgency from the police department. And this places him as the leader of kind of a witch hunt. You also have Alden Ehrenreich as Paul, who's a cop battling alcoholism. He's in a complicated entanglement with the police chief and with Justine. And I don't want to delve too much into the plot details of this movie.
No, you don't.
I want everyone to see this without knowing. And I went in having seen nothing about it, just as I did Barbarian. And that's the way to see it, so I don't want to dive into any of the plot. I want to talk about, there's so much I want to talk about, little things that were really effective in this movie. The story is told in a Rashomon style, where I believe it's 6 different perspectives of different characters. It's
that many?
Yeah, you follow particular characters, kind of giving you pieces of the story from different perspectives. You see it from Justine's perspective, Archer, Paul the cop, James, who's a local drug addict, Marco, the school principal, and then from young Alex's perspective. And so there's little reveals in each perspective, and the little reveals really got to me. And it's kind of a quiet burn for stretches, punctuated by horrific images. Quiet moments of fear. There's one moment that both times I saw this movie got me. Second time I knew it was happening, still got me. A character is outside a house, having fallen asleep in a car. You silently see a figure with a sharp object approach the car, and then you just hear the sound of the back door opening off screen. And it gets you both times. Like, I don't like this. And it's a small moment. It's so tense. And Julia Garner is used really well. I think a lot of times she is prone to overacting in things I've seen her in. In this one, she really dials in a lot of emotions. And it's a really effective film. Builds tension, had me on my heels. I was freaked out by the end of this movie. Seriously. There were moments in this film where it gave me Long Legs feels. Nicolas Cage's crazy movie kind of gave me some of those. But here's the thing, and I realized it the second time I saw it, was the real piece of the puzzle, the biggest revelation to the story doesn't even show up until you're 80 minutes into the movie. You finally get, in a almost comically terrifying way, you kind of get your first real piece to start to understand things. And we're over an hour into this movie, and everything is done purposefully. Everything has a very specific reason, and watched it last night. Still have a lot of questions about it, and started to look up some of these questions, and director Zach Kreger is like, yeah, I don't want answers to those questions. I don't want to provide answers to those questions. I want things to be ambiguous, which I kind of like. It leaves it kind of churning in my head. There's themes of family trauma, themes of obvious grief, struggle to cope, addiction, and I mean, much like Barbarian, this film emphasized that Zach Kreger's basements terrify me. Terrify me.
Another basement.
Oh my Lord. Yes. And so I went in with high hopes for this movie. I've been looking.
Did you run to your car after you were done seeing
Okay.
this?
I'm going to tell you a quick little story. So when I saw Barbarian, that movie freaked me out. I had to call my wife on the phone and talk to me while I drive home because I was totally freaked out. This movie, I get out, I'm freaked out by the end of the movie. I decide I'm going to go shoot a little review of this movie for our social media. I said, I'm going to go to the far end of the parking lot in the dark corner. It's 9:30 at night. I want to have the palace beautifully lit up over my shoulder. So I go out to the darkest end of the parking lot, and there's a truck parked there, but there's nothing else. I pull up right in front of this truck. I get out, get the camera out to shoot a little recording, and there's an old man leaning against this truck in the shadows. And I screamed and jumped in my car and took off. And then called my wife and said, talk to me while I come home. This movie got me. You did it again.
Yeah, and yet you saw it again.
Yeah, in daylight. I saw it at 2 in the afternoon. Yeah, I really enjoyed this film.
Yeah, my daughter saw it. She said it freaked her out.
She should have brought you.
She begged me, and I said no.
One of these days, we're going to get him to one of these movies. I really enjoyed Weapons. I give it a really strong 4.5 out of 5 stars.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
really good. It might be my favorite movie of the year so far.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't think I've given any 5 stars, so I believe this is the highest score I've given this year.
Okay.
So there you go, Weapons. Go check it out. It's a good time. Speaking of good times, we have a Disney movie on our plate.
Yeah, Freakier Friday, directed by Nisha Ganatra, and this is from, as Jamison mentioned, from Walt Disney. It's a sequel to Freaky Friday, which came out in 2003.
Wow.
Which starred Jamie Lee Curtis as Tess. She is back, and she is the mother of Anna, played again by Lindsay Lohan, who, as I understand it, is going through a little renaissance.
Yes, she is.
Did I say that right?
I think you got it.
I read it somewhere. A little renaissance, yeah. I've seen her in a lot of commercials. In the
Yes.
first film, Curtis and Lohan inadvertently switch bodies. That was the premise. So 22 years after the first film, a now adult Anna works as a music producer. She's a single parent by choice, raising her teenage daughter Harper, played by Julia Butters, who played Anna Cat in the TV sitcom American Housewife and also was in the movie.
Oh, that's where I knew her from.
Yeah, and she was also in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yes, I
Yep.
knew that, yeah.
At school, Harper is constantly annoyed by her new classmate, British immigrant Lily Reyes, who's played by Sophia Hammonds, who just happens to be the daughter of Eric, played by Manny Jacinto, who's engaged to Anna. Got all
this
that
together.
Got all
It's
that.
only gonna get more
Yeah,
confusing.
yeah. And during Anna's bachelorette party, Anna and Tess and later Harper and Lily have separate palm readings from wannabe psychic Madame Jen, who's played by Vanessa Bayer. You may remember her from SNL. An earthquake then occurs, which only the four feel, and the next morning, guess what? The four discover that they switch bodies. Anna with Harper and Tess with Lily.
Yep.
Still got it? Yeah. So after that, Anna and Tess, as Harper and Lily, try to find Madame Jen to reverse the switch, and Harper and Lily, as Tess and Anna, try to break up the marriage. Yeah, the double switch gets confusing.
I feel like we need a board with pictures
You
and
do.
red
You do.
yarn
We need like
going
a
around.
PowerPoint or something. It took me a while to keep track of all that and who is who. Along the way, there's some returning characters from the 2003 film. Mark Harmon is back as Tess's husband. You don't see a lot of him.
Yeah.
Chad Michael Murray is back as Jake, Anna's former boyfriend. I think he's back for the hunk appeal.
Sure.
I mean, I remember seeing the first Freaky Friday in the theater with my daughter. I enjoyed it. Is this one better than the first? No. But there's a few, and one of the reasons is, yeah, there's a few scenes straight out of the Disney Channel playbook, like a high school bake sale food fight.
Yeah.
And why did Lily retain her British accent after she switched bodies
wondered the
with
same
Tess?
thing. Yeah.
But we're probably going to differ on this one, too. I thought it was fun.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the first one. It's one of my daughter's favorite movies.
Yeah.
We watched it as a family before going to see this as a family. I'm really glad to see Lindsay Lohan doing well. She starred in a couple of my favorite family films with Freaky Friday, Mean Girls.
Parent Trap.
I really enjoyed her, and she had a rough adulthood.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm really happy to see her seemingly doing well. There's a lot of fun to be had in this movie as it gets more and more madcap. Doubling the number of participants in the body swap made me constantly remind myself, who are they really?
Yeah, I had to
There
do
was a
that,
lot.
too.
So I'm working. I'm on my toes through this whole movie.
Yeah, you got to pay attention to
Yes.
what's going on.
And so as there's emotion going on between characters, I'm like, okay, wait, no, because they're, and then she's, okay. And I wasn't expecting, and I think I now resonate with the older end of this story, with the Jamie Lee Curtis, Lindsay Lohan end of the story.
Well,
as
she's
the
my
parent.
age, Jamie
Right.
Lee Curtis, yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis is so underrated.
She's great.
She's capable
just great.
of anything.
Yeah.
She can do any kind of role you want. She's great in this. The plot is similar to the original, but the message is slightly different. And it reminded me, this is what Disney movies used to be like. You just love Disney family
Yeah.
movies. It's been a while since we got a good Disney family movie. There's so few and far between these days that are just fun.
Like the old Haley Mills films?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
in
I
the
think that
60s.
these two make a great double feature of the first and second one. A rare instance of.
Well, Curtis and Lohan work really well together.
really do.
Yeah.
And it's a rare instance of you can go back again. Unlike Happy Gilmore, you can go back again.
Or Naked Gun.
Fair enough. And still make it fun. And I think this would, if Lindsay Lohan wasn't capable of doing this, if this was Lindsay Lohan 10 years ago and she was going through some real troubles, this wouldn't have worked.
No.
Or you recast her with somebody else, this wouldn't have worked. But the fact that their chemistry together works really holds us all together.
Well, I mean, she kind of got a resurgence because of these Hallmarky-like movies that she made that I think were on Netflix.
Yeah.
And now hopefully we'll see more of her now in the
hope so.
future. Yeah, because I think I like her. And, it looked like everybody had a great time making this. I mean, you see proof of that. They have a blooper reel.
Oh, man, I nothing better than a blooper reel.
We need more blooper reels at the end of movies.
I grew up with Cannonball Run blooper reels. I need
right.
more of those.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Really enjoyable. I'm glad this one worked for me. To put a score on it, what do you give Freakier Friday?
I gave it a high 3 stars.
Yeah.
I mean, is there going to be a Freakiest Friday? Probably. You know how Disney works.
Absolutely. They don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I gave it a 3.5. I had fun. My wife had fun. My daughter had fun. So it's great when the whole family walks out of there going, yeah, that was a good time. All right, let's move. We have it's documentary time. Time to talk about docs. What do you have for us on this one, sir? It's a 5-hour documentary we watched.
Billy Joel, and So It Goes, and it's directed by Susan Lacey and Jessica Levine. And this is, as you mentioned, a 5-hour, 2-part documentary. Chronicles the life and career of Billy Joel on HBO Max. This is a deep, deep, deep dive into his life, his music, the meanings behind his songs. I mean, there's not a lot of stones that are left unturned here. It's his childhood, his relationship with his parents, especially his father, his drive to become a star, his struggles with addiction, and his regrets. It covers everything. And it's got a diverse cast of people that they interview, including members of his family, like his daughter, Alexa Ray Joel, musical luminaries like Bruce Springsteen, Paul McCartney, Pink, Isaac Perlman. You hear from friends, band members, and ex-wives. And it's Christy Brinkley, Katie Lee, and the first interview in 40 years with his first wife, Elizabeth Weber, who helped launch his career and was his manager until they parted ways in 1982.
It was huge to have her on here.
Yeah, and to me, it's the interviews with the ex-wives which made this documentary so powerful for me. And it's not a case where you have ex-spouses saying, yeah, the guy was a jerk, I wished I never would have married him. I mean, I was really struck by their sincerity, the intimacy of their candid conversations in front of the camera, both the good and the bad about their lives with Billy Joel. And you can tell that they still have, levels of love, admiration, and respect for this guy. I thought that's what really made this such a strong documentary, were those interviews.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what makes the man instead of just the music, right?
Right.
It kind of shapes who he is instead of him just telling stories. I mean, I love him telling stories about his music. I could listen to that all day, him telling me, here's where I was when I made this, here's what this song means to me. But it's the fleshing it out with the people that loved him the most, and him being honest about how he failed in those relationships in certain ways. And like you said, the fact that these ex-wives still care about him and are honest about him. And yeah, flaws, but also the great things about him. I mean, this is immersive and inclusive as you can get.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, one of the great American songwriters. And the footage and the stories, the ups and downs, they were all here pretty much. I felt like this was a mostly honest look at his life. He was upfront about his failings as a husband. Felt a little bit sanitized when it came to the well-publicized Billy Joel drinking and driving issues, where he was like, that never happened.
He talks about it a little bit.
He does, but I was thoroughly engaged with this. It connected me to stories. As a young kid, I remember my parents telling me a story about meeting him in the mid-'70s when he was on the Piano Man tour.
They met him?
Yes. He was playing somewhere up in northern Wisconsin.
Okay.
Met him on the Piano Man tour, young, hungry artist. heard him and said, talked to him after the show, said, you're going to be great.
Wow.
Got an autographed picture of him. I remember my mom saying he signed the picture on my back, had me turn around so he could sign it. They still have the photo in the album that they bought.
Okay.
And so as a kid, I was like, oh, Billy Joel's pretty cool, right?
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, and so I go through periods of my life where I find myself kind of diving in and out of Billy Joel music, where all of a sudden I'm like, maybe grab an album. I'm gonna grab The Stranger. I'm gonna grab this, and all of a sudden I'm just like diving into it and hearing songs for the first time again, and then I'll Billy Joel, and this one has me going back into listening to Billy Joel again in the last couple of weeks, of like rediscovering his music all over again. I like that.
I mean, I like that it went from album to album
Yes,
to
that was
album.
nice.
All right. I mean, he gets into detail about each one. I mean, if I had to pick, I'm more of a fan of his early stuff.
Sure.
The later MTV stuff, it still makes me cringe to hear Uptown Girl. I'm sorry.
The whole doo-wop album is a little tough.
Yeah, because it was on the radio and back on MTV all the time.
But you find out why he had to make some of these albums,
Yeah.
right? The financial despair that he
Man,
was
I didn't
in.
know. I mean, you may
Yeah.
be right. It was about his wife telling him, "Don't go on that motorcycle,"
Yeah.
but he did.
Yeah.
He did it anyway. So
Yeah, and I mean, boy, it's tough when you find out the genesis of his relationship with his first wife and how that came to be. Most times, okay, now he's the villain. You
Yeah.
just stole your best friend and your bandmate's wife, and but it's amazing what an everyman he still feels like. And I thought I knew a lot about him and his career, but it really educated me, especially about his early career. I really learned a lot of this.
yeah, I mean, fair warning to those. I mean, Billy Joel's been in the news lately. This was made and finished before he had to end his tour, including a stop in Milwaukee because of some kind of a brain issue.
Right.
So there's nothing about that
Yeah.
here in this. It ends before that.
Yeah. Really enjoyable.
Yeah, it's great.
Talking about the tour with Elton John and just, yeah.
I mean, I've never saw him in concert. I had opportunities to see him. I do have regrets about that.
Yeah. I never got to see him as well. What did you give the Billy Joel documentary?
I thought it was very well done. 4.5 stars for me.
Nice. Yeah, it is really well done. And once you get into it, it's hard to get away from it. It's 5 hours, but it's hard to pull yourself away. I gave it a really strong 4 stars. It's really enjoyable. Over on HBO Max. Go check it out. The last movie we have on the marquee is the latest one that came out in theaters. It is the sequel to the 2021 successful film Nobody. It is Nobody 2. This time from director Timo Giganto. Just go with it. Nobody 2 brings the unassuming family man, Hutch, with a dark past, back to the action. After destroying a Russian treasure trove, he's got a big debt to pay, and to repay it, he has to accept a steady stream of assignments as the assassin. Of course, Hutch is played by Bob Odenkirk, Better Call Saul's Bob Odenkirk, among other things. He's trying to find some family time, though, because he is on constant missions, just beating up bad guys, killing people, doing what he has to do as an assassin. He wants some family time, books a little vacation to a rundown little amusement park in fictional Plummerville, Wisconsin. It's a place that his dad would take him as a kid, and he's got great affection for that. His dad returns as Christopher Lloyd, returning as Hutch's old man. But trouble always seems to find him, and this time in the form of an arcade full of guys after his kids get bullied. And then he falls into trouble with the local sheriff, played by Colin Hanks, and the owner of the amusement park, a man played by John Ortiz. And everyone in this town seems crooked, and they want Hutch and his family out. But Hutch doesn't like being told what to do, and after taking down the sheriff's guys on a kind of hilarious duck boat sequence, losing his left pinky along the way, I see you, as a guy who lost his left pinky. Rather than smoothing things over and leaving town, Hutch decides to amp things up and draws out the ringleader of the town, the Kingpin Ladina, played by Sharon Stone, of all people. This movie is very simple. It gives you exactly what you expect.
Yeah.
And for me, that works well enough. Bob Odenkirk is fun as the guy who almost reluctantly has to stick his nose into a fight. And there's a couple of times where he's like, I know it's... Look, I'm going to go in, I'm going to smooth things over. We're just going to be nice. And they're like, oh, I gotta start a fire. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, one of the I really liked the first one. I mean, one of the main reasons why it was so appealing was you had this main character. It was a sad sack, average guy living this mundane life with his family, and it turned out he was this skilled assassin. who was desperately trying to leave that all behind him. And
Yep.
it was played by, of all people, Bob Odenkirk.
Comedian Bob Odenkirk.
You know, and it was a casting stroke of genius.
Yeah.
It worked. And now you have the sequel, and now you already know going into the movie who this guy is, so a big part of that appeal is gone. But you still have Bob Odenkirk.
Yeah.
And I think he turns in such a smart performance that he nailed it in the first movie, and he nails it again in this one. I mean, you actually believe, hey, I'm just trying to have a vacation here in this resort town, which, by the way, apparently was modeled after Wisconsin Dells.
Obviously, yes.
Because that's where Odenkirk went to on vacations when he was a kid.
Yeah, he's a Chicago guy.
Yeah. So, I mean, is this one better than the first? No. I thought Sharon Stone as the villain was a little bit too over the top.
Oh, I thought she was horribly miscast as
Yeah.
the ice cold killer.
I did not believe for a second Colin Hanks as the sheriff.
He just loves playing sheriffs, I think. He was a sheriff in Fargo. He was a sheriff in another movie I saw recently.
Was he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, he just likes wearing the shirt.
And I'm sorry, I mean, we're both guys that have spent time in the Dells. If you're going to have a fight in a duck boat, have it in a real duck boat.
Well, they addressed that right away. Like,
Not a boat with a big plastic duck on
Like,
it.
they couldn't get an actual duck boat, and so they addressed it like, that's not a duck boat. Yeah, it sure isn't. I found the finale at the amusement park was fun. I thought the fight in the arcade that kind of started everything off
you're
was
probably
fun.
never going to want to go to an amusement park again after seeing that. Yeah, I mean, the action sequences are pretty good,
Yeah.
just like the first one.
He gets beaten up pretty good.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm
I
not
enjoy
sure how he
how-
survives half the time.
But I enjoy how he retains damage throughout the movie, right? He gets beaten up. He's not just clean in the next scene. He still is beaten
No.
up. And, I like Bob Odenkirk. I root for him. And one of the things I liked about the first one was, in real life, he had that heart attack out of nowhere. And training for this movie is kind of what helped save him. Training for the first Nobody movie and kind of getting in this shape, the not Better Call Saul shape. I would watch another one of these.
I'm pretty sure there's going to be another one
Sure.
of these, and I would watch it. Yeah, I mean, how can you not like a movie that has that showcases the song "More Today Than Yesterday" by Spiral Staircase?
Wow.
It's a great song.
That's a great pull.
Yeah.
What did you give Nobody to, sir?
I gave it 3.5 stars.
Nice.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's only about an hour and a half long.
Yeah, it's barely a movie. It's 89 minutes.
Yeah.
Almost feature length. Yeah.
Much better 90 minutes than Naked Gun.
All right, now let's stop this. I enjoyed it as well. I gave it 3 stars. It's fun. Make another one. I'll probably watch it, no doubt about it. That's all the movies we have on the show for you this week. Next episode, it's going to be fun. We have coming out in the next month. We have The Roses, the War of the Roses remake starring Olivia Colman, Benedict Cumberbatch, amongst a host of others. We have Caught Stealing, the new Darren Aronofsky movie starring Austin Butler, which looks pretty good. We have Toxic Avenger. We have The Conjuring Last Rites, The Long Walk, a movie based on the Stephen King story. Spinal Tap 2, which I'm sure you're excited for.
Oh, I am.
There you go.
Yeah.
Over on Apple TV, we have Spike Lee and Denzel Washington's reimagining of Kurosawa's High to Low with Highest to Lowest, amongst the many other movies. And who
Well,
knows?
you didn't mention the big one.
What's that?
Downton Abbey.
That's right. I didn't listen.
The new Downton Abbey film.
Found out today. I've never seen an
Yay.
episode of Downton Abbey, and Steve is a big fan. We found that out today.
Can't wait.
Might explain some of your Happy Gilmore takes. Anyways, make sure to tune in to us next month. We have all these films to talk about. Catch us over on social media. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram, Real Reviews TV, Real Reviews K-Sun. Find us there, and I'm always posting little things there. But until next month, I'm Jamison.
And I'm Steve.
Have a great one.